Today what we're going to do is we are going to discuss a lot of things. Number one, we're going to look at Nifty, what's happening with Nifty, what's happening in the world markets, mainly because of what Trump recently opened his mouth and said literally last night. There has been a very big cascading effect on that right now, which is not a good sign, number one. Number two, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at some IPO companies, companies that are going to list and companies that have already listed. So we're going to talk about that as well today. So I'm giving you a context of what we're going to do today, right? So we'll look at the markets, we'll look at this, and we will look at a document that I make, right? This is called the Weekly Street Pulse. Basically, this is a weekly roundup of what has happened in the whole market. Now that is something new. I want to see if it works, and if that effort is there and people like the effort. So I'm going to talk about that as well. So we'll go one by one. First, we'll do the week. We'll talk about the market. We'll do the weekly street pulse. Third, we will talk about the upcoming IPOs and existing good-looking IPOs. Okay, so we'll talk about all of that. Now, first things first. Yes, some people are asking questions, so let me remove the questions away from here. So yes, for all the people who have joined the small cases, the WhatsApp link, I have sent the email. It should be in your promotion tab, spam tab, or inbox tab. Please check it. If not, no problem. You can send me an email at support@shashankudupa.co.in and I will send you the joining link for the WhatsApp. Luckily, I think luckily, I think one of the fluid Q baskets are doing well in the last 1 week. But now is going to be the real test, because now the market has gone back into a bad zone. So let's quickly go and understand what is going on with the market. Let me just share my screen. Give me a sec, guys. I know things go well and then things go bad suddenly. That is the problem with our market. Just when you think that everything is going to look good and everything is going to look nice, something will come and ruin the entire market for us, and then we have to go back into that zone ki bhai kya ho gaya, matlab, what is this? Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yes, now you should be able to see my screen. Yes, wonderful. Okay, so look at this, right? So Nifty already had a problem in the past, that in the last 9 days it had fallen down. So that last 2 weeks was very brutal. Literally, we used to get up every day and the market was falling down. So 9 days of brutal correction that happened. And then not an issue, because we saw the change of structure happening here. We got a confirmation on 3rd of October. This is when we launched our small case as well. And then we rode up this rally quite a bit, right? So almost a 1-2% gain on the index. Yes, it is still flattish, not a great sign of recovery or whatever. I would not say we're in a momentum or an upward journey until we break all-time high, right? But yes, we were in a good path and we were moving up in a very good zone. But then yesterday, the S&P 500, I don't know how many of you all saw this, but Trump came out and put 100% tariff on China, and that created a massive issue. Now, how many of you all are angry about this incident? How many of you all are really pissed off that, you know what, yesterday Trump created this new problem and that is why the whole market is going to go down? How many of you all are irritated with this problem? And I'll tell you why. Okay, for all the people who know or who don't know this, or who are looking at macroeconomics, weirdly, for the first time, this time, it wasn't Trump's fault, right? I don't know how many of you all know this, but for the first time, this wasn't Trump's fault, because this time, China actually took the first step. It was not Trump. Trump retaliation was basically to China, China took the first step. So I don't know if you know this, but China launched a circular and said that they will start putting export controls on the rare earth minerals across the world. And anytime you have to export any kind of rare earth mineral or material or metals or whatever it is, they have to take confirmation from Beijing, right? And this is what China came out first with. And obviously, the whole world is going to have a problem with it. And that is why Trump realized that, okay, you know what, now China's playing on the front foot. So basically what I said is, I put it on Twitter as well, that China is doing a reverse Uno right now. Okay, because this was basically Trump's playbook. We will not give you AI, we will not give you chips, we will ban this, we will put tariff on you. China said, acha strategy hai, let us do the same thing now to the world. And why is it a very big issue? I'll tell you, it is a very big issue, by the way. And why is it a very big issue? Because the rare earth metals, minerals, refinement, 90% happens in China. 90%. Okay, and that rare earth metals are literally important in every growing sector, whether it is AI, whether it is semiconductor, anything that you need in the future. This is important. Now, if the world's largest supplier or refiner suddenly stops giving it to everyone else in the world and only says, I will keep it, now what happens to the world, right? lot of disruptions, lot of problems, slowdown in multiple other issues as well. So all of these things slowly start coming into the picture, and that is exactly what happened. So there's most likely tomorrow we might see a nice fall in the market. I don't know about tomorrow, but if you look at the market of the world, we will see that Dow Jones is down, S&P 500 down, Canadian market was down, Brazilian market was slightly down, MSCI World was down, DAX is down. So every single market basically kept falling down only, right? And this is basically a big issue in the market right now. So that is what we will come to know what will happen on Monday. Hopefully it is not a long term thing. Hopefully Trump, not even Trump, it has nothing to do with Trump. Hopefully China comes out and says, you know what, relax, let's figure this solution out and find a way to move forward. And or maybe China wants countries to go to them and beg to them and say, you know what, please exempt us from this rare earth and at least give it to us, because China right now can literally block all the countries and only figure out whom they want to give and whom they don't want to give, right? So that is what I said. So that was the golden move. So Trump's retaliation was actually a retaliation. So this time it was not Trump's fault, contrary to popular belief that all of them are blaming Trump for doing this. It wasn't his fault this time, because the first move was played by China out of nowhere, because everything was fine. So that was the first move that was played by them. And the second move was done by China, US. But irrespective who does the move, China or US, whoever does the move, the common people get affected. People like me and you who are invested, who like investing, will get affected. In fact, because of that S&P 500 falling so much, even the Bitcoin and crypto market fell down so much that many people who are trading on leverage got liquidated. Many people who are trading on leverage got liquidated. People lost millions and millions and millions of dollars overnight, right? A lot of money was just wiped out. So this is why I say that you should be very careful when you're doing leverage trading. And honestly, the last 1 week or the last 3 weeks in the market have been very, very, very hard to invest / trade, right? This time, I mean, this is a literal choppy market, right? It is literally, you can see it that it's a choppy market. It has been very, very, very hard to do any kind of trading in this market. There are some sectors going up, some sectors not going up. In fact, the index only went up the last 5 days mainly because of the pullback of the IT sector, because IT sector started doing well. TCS came out with the 1 gigawatt expansion plan, which is going to cost them almost 50 to 60 to 70,000 crores. So all of these things are basically giving a reversal to the market. But again, Monday doesn't seem like a very good zone for the market going around right now. Okay, chalo. Now let's do one thing. Let us look at something known as the weekly street pulse. Now I know you guys have not seen this. Many people would have not seen this. All the people who are in the YouTube community get this every single day, the daily street pulse and the weekly street pulse. I want to see if what happens if I show it to other people, would they like it or not? So please give me your feedback if this is something you like, right? So we do this daily, like we do a daily street pulse and we also do a weekly street pulse. Weekly is a little longer, daily is the shorter version. So what we do in this daily and weekly street pulse is we'll give you a very quick understanding of what has happened in the market, what are some companies that have moved, what are some companies that have not moved. Everything is visible here. So let's go here. So BlackBuck gave a good move, good closing for Nifty, but the broader market is still struggling. US market crashed down after Trump tariff news, right? This is basically the disclaimer. So please understand, none of this is a buy or sell recommendation. So yes, a company called BlackBuck, which is also called as Zinca Logistics, in the truck space, we're doing really well from a technical standpoint. So we look at everything. We look at fundamentals, technicals. So that's why we make the street pulse. And if I show you how the share price looks like right now, this was a recent breakout that this company basically did. It also did a retest. So that is why this comes in my weekly street pulse. As you can see, it did a nice base over here, broke out from the base, created a second base over here, right? This was the first base that it broke out, created another base and just broke out from the second base right here as well. So the second base breakout has happened, and that is what we have covered here. So this basically, the reason why we do this weekly street pulse is to just give a very quick understanding to people what's happening in the market. Okay, what's breaking out, what's not. Okay, coming to the next one, Transrail. Okay, this company is showing a lot of tightness after taking multiple supports from the 50 EMA. The setup is looking positive. Let's see how this one plays out. Now, I don't know how many of you all have seen this, but recently when Vari Energy's result came out, and Vari Energy's result was actually not bad at all. It was quite good. And they also released a presentation, and in that presentation, they had a very good, what do you call that? They had a very good graph. Let me show you that graph as well. So they had this where they said that the India EPC services demand across solar energy is going to grow at a CAGR of 23%. Okay, that means the solar energy, just solar energy, is going to grow at 23%. Now if solar energy grows by 23%, the transmission business, distribution business, transformer business will all grow at a much rapid pace. So this is what Vari Energy's source, that this is the source. Okay, so this is Vari Energy's document, and this is what they're saying, that the Indian EPC, because they're an EPC player, and they're saying it's very good. And if you look at this was what made me look very interesting. State-wise solar parks as on June 2025. And if you look at this very closely, okay, if you look at this very closely, it shows that this is the sanctioned capacity and this is the capacity commissioned. That means what has already been sanctioned by the government and what is in progress. And you can see Gujarat here, which has 12,150 megawatt sanctioned and only 1,000 as of June 2025 that has been commissioned. That means 12 times more sanctioned capacity is pending, and over time the sanction will keep going up and the capacity ulta has to come up fast. So the growth of this coming towards capacity commissioned will become very, very, very fast, and that is why Vari was talking about this, right? Same with Rajasthan. As you can see, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra at least has almost reached its sanctioned zone. Uttar Pradesh has a lot of things to go. Karnataka has reached it. Maharashtra sanctioned everything, zero implementation happening in Maharashtra. And what is working? Solar parks, rooftop solar, BESS, all of this is going to do really well, and they're predicting a 23% CAGR. Why did I talk about that right now? Because Transrail is in the similar business of EPC. Okay, they're in the similar business of lighting and all of that, so they're in that same business. That is why I wanted to show you that. Okay, now what about the stocks failing momentum? Now we know that the highest momentum sectors were auto ancillary sectors. Okay, auto ans was one of the strongest growing sectors in the last 1 to 3 weeks, and they're still growing very strong. It's not like they're not growing strong. Even if you look at it from a high RS perspective or relative strength perspective, the highest or the most growing sector is even them right now. If you look at relative strength, let me just show it to you. You look at relative strength, you will see auto is the highest, metals and mining is number 2, capital goods is number 3, and chemicals is number 4. Out of capital goods, if I click on it, electrical power equipment and industrial power manufacturing are the 2 strongest sectors right now. What are the sectors near 52-week high? The financial services, metal mining, auto. So it's pretty much the same. The top 4 are pretty much the same. Financial services have just entered the space, and that is why we are seeing. But what we are also noticing right now, that even though auto ancillary is in the topmost part of 52-week high, relative strength, the stock is basically failing momentum. Not just this stock, many auto ancillary stocks, what we have noticed, are kind of taking a pullback, right? And that is something that we did not like at all when we were doing our own research. For example, I'll show you another company that we were doing in the swing trade in our 7-bar program, and you can see this, right? This was how it looked, okay? And it was building tightness. It broke out here. This was the breakout day, and then sadly, after that, 3 days in a row, it came crashing down. So this is what I mean, that obviously, because this is my job to look at these sectors, so I look at them very closely, and that is why we make this document for everybody, so that within 5 minutes they can understand, boss, what is happening in the market, where is the movement going on, and all of that. So a lot of auto ancillary companies are squatting right now. This was the market snapshot of India. Nifty 50 slowly moving up, taking support of all EMAs, but tomorrow it might pull back down to 25,000. Right now it is about 25,000, but there's a very high chance that it might come down from 25,285. It might come down to at least 25,000. 25,000 is a strong support, and it did break out very fast. So maybe a small retest is in line, maybe a retest here and then bounce back up. Ideally, we need a slowdown, and hopefully, if this slowdown comes, then it would be very advantageous even for us, right? So that is basically how this would go. Coming back, we look at the Nifty small cap index. Small cap also rose, but they rose slower in comparison to the Nifty. This is what I told you, that the IT large cap companies were growing so fast, and that is what pushed Nifty up. But Nifty small cap and mid cap did not grow in the same speed, and you can see that happening over here as compared to Nifty 50, right? Nifty metal index has been the leading sector, one of the strongest sectors, as we can see. Recently gave a breakout, and why not? It is the strongest sector because of all this nonsense that is happening right now with Trump and China, everyone using metal and mining and all to their maximum advantage. This is exactly what the problem is. Now, I'll tell you another problem here. India is not ready for mining and metal, by the way. Contrary to popular belief that all of you guys think that India will start doing rare earth materials and rare earth metals and all, India is not ready yet. We didn't even know that this was so important. right? We were actually a little backward on this. So our entire capacity to start extracting rare earth metals in India will definitely start, but it will start in 2029. So everything is building up to 2029 right now. Got it? So for all the people who have this contrary to popular belief kind of a system. Okay, market heat map. Okay, if you look at the Nifty 50, banks, IT, and pharma saw rotation of money on Friday. So most of the investments went into them only. This is a weekly chart, so most of them went into that. And if you look at the market heat map of Nifty next 50, I always look at Nifty next 50 because these are the next 50 big companies, and I want to see how they are performing as well. And it had a very mixed week. Again, Trump coming with their tariff, it is going to create more volatility. But you see, this is not as strong as the Nifty 50. So the large caps have clearly got back into their zone, which is a good thing because the large caps were caught napping for a very long period of time. So now they're taking a nice comeback momentum over there, right? Top updates, some very key interesting news. Tejas Mk1A maiden flight on October 17. It's happening at HAL's facility in Nashik. Nashik is HAL's third production line, targeting 8 jets annually, and this is a part of India going indigenous. We want ourselves to make our own planes and do a good job on that. But we also saw recently that India has now done a UK FTA deal with UK, where we are going to take some defense from them. We are looking to take some defense from Russia. And I don't know how many of you know this, but Russia came out with a very beautiful offer. India was going to buy Rafale jets, okay, from France and the European nations. Basically, we were going to buy the jets from there at a very expensive cost. And Russia came and said, "Don't do that. I will give you at 30 to 40% lower, and I will give you technology transfer, and I will give you access to the source code as well, which the European countries were not giving." So Russia has come in as a savior, also obviously to sell their product. But again, it's becoming very, very, very good for us, right? Because we're building our arsenal, and we saw this happening in the macroeconomic space where Pakistan recently went and attacked Kabul and all of that. So things are happening again in this world, going back to shit. But it's okay. That's why your gold is also flying like there's no tomorrow. All of this is linked to that only, right? A relief for Vedanta. Supreme Court refuses to hear PIL seeking probe into Viceroy allegations. This is okay. This is only for people who are looking at Vedanta, right? US market had a crash last night. Look at this. For all the people who are looking at the Nasdaq, looking at S&P 500, just look at this. Look at that red line. Ouch. So peacefully things were going for them. Wonderfully it was going for them. And then boom, straight 2.7% red candle, again because they were highly leveraged in the business, and that is why it is again going down, right? So these are some things that I want all of you guys to keep track of and also keep aware when you're investing in the market, right? You see how beautiful this document is. Okay, then we talk about Oklo. Oklo stood strong. Oklo was the only company that was even in the crash looked very strong. Actually gave a breakout, went up to 160, but then did a pullback because the market just became very bearish towards the end of the day. And then what's happening in USA? So again, couple of quick information for people who are very busy. So we send this to people who are not very busy. So if you look at this bubble or not, the AI spending binge is unprecedented in every way. And a lot of people are talking about a bubble happening in the AI space because there's creating a flywheel effect by OpenAI, which is not a good sign. So that is something we need to look at. And this is our watch list for the next week, which is Monday. But I don't think Monday is going to be a very attractive day unless they solve the issue that is going around right now. Yeah. Till now, are you guys okay? Are all of you guys okay? I know you guys were very engrossed in the session, so I'm going to take a small 1 minute breather before we move ahead. But are you guys happy now? I know we went through a lot of pieces of content. We went through a lot of content, but this is why this weekly roundups or this weekly things are very important, so that you learn as much as you can from these sessions, right? Very quickly, I will tell you, like in 30 minutes, you learn everything. But this is a weekly pulse that we give it to people. I am thinking of starting like a daily thing, if time permits, to give you guys the market update in 5 to 7 minutes every single day. But I don't know if you guys will like it. So let me know if you guys would like something like that. Only then we would focus on going into that or not, or else we would into doing that, right? Okay. What else? Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's go. Cool. All of you guys can hear me. All of you guys are with me. Yes. Let's go to the next phase, which is the IPO discussion. All of you guys are okay with me. Josh is high. Yes. I see that the likes are not high, but the Josh is high. So I would request all of you guys to take your little finger and click on that like button and do some mehnat for somebody who's talking for the last 17 minutes. Okay, chalo, let's go to the let's go to the next one. So a couple of IPOs are coming. I think we'll talk about, I think you guys would have seen the thumbnail, so I want to talk about some IPOs. First one, I will talk about the Groww IPO that is coming out right now. So this is a report that we had made as well. I mean, this is a research document for ourselves internally, to understand and learn a little bit about this IPO and to understand what's going on with this. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So this was basically for me internally to understand what is going on. Is it a good company to invest for a long period of time? And I'm a very big believer of platform companies, right? Mainly because I love platform companies only because their margin profile is so good. They are free cash flow players. And if you look at all companies today, whether it's BSE, NSE, IEX, MCX, whether it's broking houses like Groww or other companies, and if you look at who's that? India Mart is there, Paytm is there, PB Fintech is there, Car Trade is there. So many platform companies, all of them are such good cash flow rich companies, right? And India, obviously, we're moving into a future of cash flow. NSDL, CDSL, CAMS, KFIN. I can go on and on and on and on and on. All of these are platform companies. Prudent, again, in the mutual fund business. So many companies are there in the platform business. I love such companies. I call them digital superstars of the future, right? Beautiful. So we wanted to look at how does Groww come into that perspective. So if you look at Groww, their actual trajectory, as we know, most of the broking companies had this after March 2020. Once COVID was hit, they started growing really fast. But the real growth came in March 2022, when they went from 4 million to 8 million and from 8 million to 18 million users. And that is also because they started launching a lot of different products, right? They also acquired Indiabulls AMC business. They launched their own AMC. In 2023, they became profitable. Till then, they were not profitable. The other companies were profitable. And now they're getting in. They already have LAS, API trading, bonds, wealth, and they will keep expanding more and more into the future as and when it grows, right? Between FY24 and FY25, Groww basically achieved some things, which is every 1 rupee in 8 rupees in SIP inflow was via Groww, which is again showing you the size of the entire SIP business in India, right? And 1 in 3 new SIPs in India were basically happening on Groww. So Grow's onboarding was 33% of all new SIPs customers nationally, which was again a very good sign for me, right? Let us go deeper into how the entire market looks like. So this is a beautiful image. I want you guys to look at it very closely. NSE active clients on digital first platform, percentage of total active clients. Active clients means they're doing some trade or the other, right? It can be equity, it can be F&O, doesn't matter, but it talks about active. If you look at the top 3, it is Groww, Zerodha, and Angel One. And Groww actually has overtaken a lot of companies very fast. In that, I told you that the trajectory of 1 2 4 18 became quite aggressive, and all the other companies are basically here. The legacy companies are very, very far away, and they're struggling a lot, right? This is what is happening. The client list is growing up. Only 16 to 18% of Indian adults have demat accounts. Only 5% actively trade, compared to 62% in US. I mean, you guys know this, that US is a very deep market. Now, let me go straight away to the bullish points, and then I will go to the thesis and antithesis, as we are very unbiased with the research, right? So coming to the plans, what they plan to do, India's wealth management market is going to grow, and that is why I'm very bullish on all wealth management companies, as you guys know. Number 2, growth strategy. They plan to grow by increasing their active users, getting them to use more products, which is cross-selling, increasing wallet share. That means they want people to invest more in the platform as well. Okay, that is basically how it works. If you look at how their entire profitability angle works, they have platform ARPU, which is average revenue per user, and you see how the average active users, the base is growing, so obviously volume will grow, and their EBITDA starts growing as well. And right now they're sitting at 59% adjusted EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation, which is, by the way, quite a good EBITDA ratio, right? Now coming down, kya hua? Industry tailwinds, if you look at it from a 5 to 10 year standpoint, I don't think there's going to be a problem, because our market is growing and it will continue to grow, right? They have by the way, they have one of the strongest customer retention strategies. So the retention for their customers is very, very, very high, because most of their customers are long-term investors more than traders. And traders usually skip and jump when they find some other platform that is better. But because they have people who are long-term investors, SIP investors, they basically have a stronger annual customer cohort that is sticking with them for a long period of time. So the customer stickiness, as you can see here, cohorts acquired in earlier years continue contributing more revenue and assets, showing strong repeat usage. So this is some unique thing that we have seen. active users are growing, revenue is growing. Now, will this stop or will this not stop? We will talk about this very soon, right? Customers total AUM on Grow's platform is also growing to 2.7 trillion. Just see the growth. This is the growth after COVID, right? Which is crazy. And I think this growth will continue again going up. And they have a lot of HNI customers as well. Now, coming to, by the way, we've got all this information from the DRHP that was filed with SEBI. Okay. Coming to business segment growth, number of mutual fund active users in millions. As you can see, it has gone up from 5.92 to 8.74. MF assets held has also gone from 6767 to 1395. Mutual fund number of SIPs have also gone up from 30 million to 45 million. And broking services, if you can see, this broking transacting users have actually gone down. Broking orders have gone down because the market has got a bad reputation right now. And if you see that, this is not just with this, every other broker has come out and spoken about the similar things as well. Right, coming to stocks, the number of stocks active users are quite high. As I said, they have more SIP and stock investors than traders. The derivative active users, which is your trading income or the trading users, have gone down, but their average daily premium turnover has actually gone up, right? So less people are trading, but more rich people are trading, put it that way, right? Stock assets on Groww have also gone up. Now coming to the consumer credit. Now this is very important, okay, because this, a lot of brokers are talking about this being the future of broking, which is their lending book. And we would have noticed this with a lot of brokers. They all talk about their lending book, right? So if you see this, their lending book is also growing quite aggressively from a quarter on quarter. The disbursements are growing. This quarter, the disbursement were less because people are not trading. Last quarter, the disbursement was high, but overall, the disbursements has been growing by around 30 to 40% a year. Now, I don't know how this will continue to go on, but again, this is something that has done well. This has fallen because of an increase in HTCG, and that is why this has basically taken a small hit over there. Now, coming to the financial performance, let's look at this. Okay. Let's look at the total transacting users. So we know has gone up. Active clients has also gone up. Let us look at the revenue. This is an INR million. Okay, this is in INR million. One second, let me zoom out now a little bit here. Let me go full screen. This is easier for me to show you guys. Yeah, so if you look at June to June, the revenue in INR millions is pretty much the same. Small dip is there of maybe 7-8%. Year on year, there has been a massive rise. Right, contribution margin, again slight dip here, but year on year there is a massive rise. Contribution margin is 85%. EBITDA margin is 59%. And this is including all the marketing expense and all that they already have, right? So this is very, very, very interesting going forward to see. Gross revenue expanded by 85% CAGR between 23 to 25, with profit scaling as operating leverage kicked in. The more you scale, the larger you make profits. And as I said, platform companies have this beautiful advantage that they become cash flow positive. So when this company becomes cash flow positive like this, it becomes a huge advantage for the investors, right? Now, I don't know how that will play out in the future, but basically what will happen is most of the money that they make will go back into expanding the business. Cool. Now, coming to the IPO details, what is the IPO going to be used for? So they're planning to raise 7,000 crores, out of which 6,000 crores will be offer for sale and 1,000 crores will be fresh issue, planning to list at around 80,000 crores, little less than $10 billion. Okay. Where is the money going to go? 225 crores out of the, where is the 1,000 crores going to go? Okay. So 225 crores will go into performance marketing and brand building. Groww Credit, which is an NBFC arm, is going to have 205 crores. MTF business is going to take 167 crores. Cloud infra 150 crores. Inorganic growth, which is acquisitions and general corporate purposes, 310 crores. So this is where most of the money is going into. So you can see most of it is actually going into some kind of growth itself, right? Now, valuation. The peers are trading at a lower valuation right now. Mainly, we only have one very good peer to check, which is Angel One. So they are trading at a slightly lower PE ratio. So I'll have to check that because this document when I made was quite old. So let me check where this is trading at. Yeah, so this is trading at around 21 PE ratio right now. So Groww plans to list at approximately 43.8. But if you look at the margin profile, Groww's margin profile is better than Angel One's. Now we will have to see how the market perceives this and understand this as well, right? So this is basically how we look at everything. So I'll do one thing. I'll share this document for anyone who wants it. You can ask me. I will share this document with you guys. Now, coming to some another very interesting IPO that recently came out. I don't know how many of you all have heard this, but it has become a very big, what do you call that, news in the market because a lot of big people are investing in this company. and it was called Jain Resource. Now look at this company. It recently came out with an IPO. Okay, and even I was shocked. I'm like, what? Everyone is investing in this company. Came out with an IPO, did well. IPO based breakout is also happening, and all of that. So I wanted to understand a little bit more about this company, because obviously I didn't check out during the IPO phase. Once it came out, the buzz started getting created. Now I am a guy who never invests in IPOs. I get very scared to invest in IPOs because usually it is overvalued or it might fall down. So this company is in the recycling space, definitely overvalued from a recycling space standpoint. But what was mind blowing was this: just look at their revenue. See how the revenue has grown: 2,800 crores, 3,100, 4,400, 7,100. Just look at the speed at which it has grown. Look at the profit: 86, 91, 164, 223. Right, net worth also has gone up quite aggressively. I was mind blown when I saw. I'm like, what is this? And then I went deep into it to understand what type of recycling they do. So they basically have 60 to 70% of the revenue coming from export business. They recycle almost everything, right? Any kind of metal they recycle: aluminum, lead, copper, everything they're recycling. They're also putting in more plants, and most of their business right now, all these big fund managers are picking up stake quite aggressively. They have 73% of the business. Even after the IPO, they had 85% in the pre-IPO. After IPO, they had 73%. So it is quite insane. And out of that, only 13% is with retail, 6% with foreign, 3% with domestic, 2.99 with this. And even in the retail element, actually, they have very interesting players. Let me show you that in the retail. Yeah, if you look at the retail, they have Ashish Kacholia and other. Ashish Kacholia has taken 1.14 here and 1.13 here, and we have someone of 4.54 here. So one thing I've noticed in this company is that liquidity is not there only, because even out of the retail of 13%, almost 7 to 8% is being taken by the superstar investors. So there is no liquidity of this company. So that is why it's also going up quite aggressively. And people are talking about the future to be very bright, but I don't know. I have to do deeper research. But if you ask me, this is a very interesting company on the radar right now. Keep an eye on it. I have not invested in this, full disclosure. I have not invested, but I have just seen it. So I'm going to do a deep dive study. And if I like it, I might invest in the future. But as of now, I have not invested in this. Okay. Another company that has started trending right now is BlueStone. Have you seen BlueStone? Right. Another company, if you can see here, right? Let me show it to you from the terminal. Yeah. If you see Bluestone recently gave a IPO base breakout, sudden pullback, started doing a reversal. Now is doing a retest, basically not a profitable company, but because the whole market is doing well and the gems market is doing well, people GST cuts everything. Bluestone suddenly has now become very, very, very interesting over here, right? So this is a new IPO, I mean, whatever IPO base, IPO company that we are also looking at. There are also a lot of other IPO based IPO companies that are there, but I don't want to show that to you because they are small companies to look at, right? Coming to some other companies that are planning to list, for example, OYO is a company planning to list. Now, if you look at the fundamentals of if you look at the fundamentals of OYO, they desperately need to go IPO ASAP because they need to raise money to actually do a good job. They are swimming with debt and they have to go IPO and subscribe it so that they can repay their debt. But if they can repay their debt, then OYO suddenly becomes a very good company. So the whole game is just IPO and debt reversal, right? The minute debt reversal happens, it becomes well. Thank you, Conqueror. Should we hold LG IPO? I think LG IPO was good. I did a quick research on LG IPO. I kind of liked it. It wasn't bad at all. And that is basically something I would. I mean, I would not feel bad about holding it honestly right now. Yes, so LG IPO is not bad at all. I am doing research on a lot of other companies. For example, you can see this is my research WhatsApp with my team. This is a video that's going to come out, which is Motilal Oswal's tracker. AGI Greenpack, also very interesting company. SGS, I think I've done. BlackBuck, we have done. Paytm, we have researched on. One more very interesting company called Entero. V2 Retail, very interesting. PB FinTech, SH Kelkar. So you can see so many different companies. I mean, we keep looking at a lot of companies, right? ABDL and all we did long back, 361 report, TVS report. So, I mean, this is my job to keep looking at different companies all the time. And that is basically what I will continue doing as well. Okay, chalo. Now let's do one thing. Let's quickly take some questions from the audience. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's quickly take some questions from the audience. Let's first do let's do actually only members only questions, because it's been a while that I've taken questions from the members. Give me 1 second. Trying to see how to change that. It's very confusing. I mean, I don't know how to change it. In the meantime, you can ask questions. Whoever wants to ask questions can ask questions. No problem about that. You guys can start asking questions. Whoever wants to ask questions can ask questions. Yeah, I'll just take them up on stage. Yes. Does IEX still look good? For me, IEX looks good. Yeah, what I was saying, for me, IEX looks good, mainly because I feel that right now, the recently one news has come. I don't know how many of you all saw this news, where it said that private companies can now get into the power space. So that is very, very, very interesting for me to understand that this is what is going to happen right now. So this is basically a very good news, and it is very bullish also, right? It is very, very bullish. So this is, yes, definitely, your answer is absolutely yes. I think it is a very good move, and I think it'll take time. As I said, it is not an immediate recovery kind of a game. It will take time to move. It is going to take a long time to move, in fact, not a short time. So give it some time. Finally I found, one second, members. Okay, I've changed the chat to members only, so only members can ask questions. So let's go. Yeah. Do you think Trump's tariff will affect LG's listing? Maybe. Absolutely, yes. Who said it cannot? I would not be shocked if it does, because the whole market is going to go down. So I would not be shocked at all. Answer is yes. Will GMDC go up in the next week? Hopefully. I don't know. No idea, man. It depends on what's going to happen tomorrow. If the market is good tomorrow, then everything will go up. If the market is bad, nothing will go up. So I don't know, honestly. Yeah. Any other question from the audience? Any other question? Zomato, comment on Zomato. Okay, so Zomato, honestly, I don't personally enjoy the company, mainly because it goes against all the traditional investing principles and fundamentals of life. But if you look at Zomato right now, it is sitting at all-time high. You cannot ignore it. It's become like that key. You hate me or love me, but you cannot ignore me. That is what Zomato is doing right now. Absolutely going on a crazy run right now. Okay. Any idea on Tata Capital IPO? I think Tata Capital IPO would be slightly overvalued, if I'm not wrong. Let it come out, let it take its time, because it's a very big IPO and it takes time to go. See what happened with Bajaj Housing IPO. It was also a very big IPO, did not go up after that. So I would say thoda wait karo, Karthik, if you can. Yeah. Yeah, I think Stallion India present revenue will be their profit in 4 to 5 years. See, guidance is good. कौन करेगा वो किसको पता, right? Now, if you buy only on that guidance, either you know the promoter and the promoter is your Jija, Jiju, whatever, or I don't know, that's just a bet you're taking. So I would strongly be very scared about it, and take your time. I think just play on quarter. अगर quarter on quarter अच्छा आ रहा है तो फिर रहो संजय. If quarter on quarter is not good, then you can exit, right? That is how I would basically play it. SGS, yes, SGS is currently at all-time high. Remember, I told you in the weekly street pulse, we are seeing a slowdown happening in most auto ancillary companies. So hopefully that slowdown does not happen and it starts going up as well, right? But SGS is a good company, fundamentally strong. I don't see any problems as of now in this company. So as of now, it is still good only, in my opinion. Okay, chalo, I think most of the questions are done. Let me open the floor to the other guys as well. What is this? What is this? What is this question? Which Apollo are you talking about? So there's a question that came up by saying, is Apollo good? Which Apollo, man? I didn't understand what you're saying. Can you repeat that question? Somebody who said Apollo. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. Let me now change it to subscribers only. Okay. Whoever has subscribed will get it. Okay. Chalo. Whoever subscribed will be able to answer. Ask questions. So you can go. Is FMCG sector taking a beating? Sachin, I don't think they're taking a beating, man. I think they're absolutely fine. So no problem at all. Okay. NetWeb view or any analysis on NetWeb falling? What is this question? When NetWeb was going up, nobody asked a question. What is this? Is this, how can you consider this falling, man, Mr. MR? This is not called falling. This is called going up only. It is not falling. One day fall after going up 120% is not called a fall. So I don't think it's falling. Either which way, it is overvalued. So what are you asking this question to me? Right? Views on Cyan Agro, please ask the relative political minister. Do not ask me questions. Okay, what else? Should we hold LG? I mean, yes, it's not a bad company. The IPO is also not bad. Everything is good. So let it come out. No, let it take a call. Then you can see. Let the result come out. Let us look at everything right now. Pharma market is doing well. I think this market will do good. CDMO. I think the US Biosecure Act and all is coming online slowly. So I think this market will continue to do well going forward. Right. I don't think it's a bad play to be in that company or in that sector, but I think it'll do well right now. The only problem is now we have to see what is Trump going to do in the next few days. Chalo, let's take one last question. How about silver ETF? Guys, do not go to silver ETF. Do you know that silver ETF is having a big problem right now? They're actually selling, the AMCs are selling it for 20-25% higher rate than the actual silver price. It is cheaper to go buy silver in the store than going and buying silver in online. So please be very careful about it. Akshay, can you tell me what the question is? Yes, maybe I might have missed it on this interface. Can you tell me what the question is? I'm trying to find. Yeah, I Akshay asked you this question. What do we do also with Apollo? What Apollo? Which Apollo is what I asked you, Akshay. I didn't understand your Apollo question. What is Apollo? Is rate gain still a contra pick? Yeah. What is it? What do you mean? It's not even been a week since I spoke about it. How will my thesis change on contra pick in 1 week? It is not going to change, my friend. Okay. But either way, whatever the fall that comes right now has nothing to do with India. So whatever the fall that comes very soon, tomorrow, maybe day after, I would say it is a good buying opportunity for whoever who wants to invest, who wants to buy. This is a good buying opportunity. So you can go ahead with that. Okay. Awesome. So first things first, guys, before we exit, can you please click on that like button and answer this question? Did you guys like the market? Did you guys like the weekly street pulse? First, yes or no. So I want to understand from your perspective, was it good or was it bad, the weekly street pulse? Number two, if I do a quick 7 to 8 minute video on daily street pulse on the top charts of the day, top news of the day, top things that happened in the day, what is the watch list for next day? Would you guys be interested in that? Second question for all of you guys. Yeah. So these are some questions I want to know, only because if you guys give me the answer, I will be able to tweak my content accordingly, because as you guys know, I take a lot of feedback from you and then do the stuff, right? So I will do that. So yeah, daily street pulse is there, weekly is there. We share this in the community every single day. I'm just seeing if I have time, let me quickly come and do a quick 5-7 minute video on that as well. Okay. So also a couple of very quick updates. Actually, no, I don't want to give the updates today. I'll give it some other time. Not right now. Okay. Chalo, awesome. Let's hope that the next week is fine. Let's hope the small cases also do fine. Let's hope everything does fine. Next week, the markets will be volatile, but take this as an opportunity to invest as much as you can. Okay. And if you have any more doubts, any more questions, put in the comment section below. And for all the people who are watching this for the first time, if you guys like the way I talk and because we do no bullshit information here, you can click on the subscribe button, because we do this almost every other week where I come live and I give you a lot of information. This week, Motilal Oswal mutual fund picks and Parag Parikh mutual fund picks are coming up. So yes, give me some love. Take care. See you guys. Bye bye. I'm going to go recover with my juice now. Avocado shake. Just going to go and relax now. Okay. By the way, I'm doing a Twitter live at 7 p.m. So little less break today for me. If you want to come, I'm going to talk about macroeconomics there. You can follow me on Twitter. And today is the 7 p.m. I'm going to quickly do a Twitter Spaces audio kind of a thing. Okay. Chalo. Awesome, guys. Take care. See you. Bye bye.